So I got the whole air box out, battery tray. Always keep your bolts in the things that you take them out of. Always place them back in where they go. Next thing you want to do is get your starter off. Take out the power wire, sensor off of it. Be careful with the plastic clip. Next, I'll take out these cooler lines, and then we'll work on the shifter linkage back there. And then we'll get started on the transmission bolts after that. Alright, I'm not sure where we left off. Starter's out. Shift linkage is out. Tires are off. I got the jack ready. It's a Harbor Freight. I've used it before. It's pretty good, honestly. I forgot how much it is. And we took the dog bone out, which goes right there and there. I'm just waiting for an engine support bar, so I'm pretty much done for today. But not too bad. The only thing you have to be cautious of on the automatic anyway. There's a, I guess like an inspection hole, really. That's what it's called, or what I assume it's called. So you gotta undo the torque converter bolts from here, because if you pull the transmission out without doing those, the front half of the torque converter stays with the engine, and then all this fluid comes down. Ew. So I'm trying to avoid that because, well, I don't know. I like less mess, so that'd be good. But yeah, until I get a torque bar, engine support bar, I'm done. I'll hit y'all back up. Alright, so we got the engine support bar in, thanks to a good man. Now I'm waiting. Now I need to, well, I need to drop these axles. I'm missing the triple square that I had for this job. But we'll come back after that. I don't know if I told you, got the coolant lines capped off. All the trans bolts are cracked, they're not loose yet. Got the connector out, I looked around, didn't see any more. Got the shift linkage disconnected, I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, almost ready. Alright, it's the Bun's son, it's Michael. Got the Lithia swag on. Getting ready to take the transmission out. I had forgot the... You're fogging up, ain't you? A little bit. I had forgot to disconnect the steering shaft and the power steering rack connectors, so that's why the subframe wouldn't drop completely. Hopefully didn't fuck up. But I'm gonna do that. I got it supported right now, so it'll be ready. It'll be fine when it drops, and I'll come back after that. And now we have all the room in the world to actually take this trans off. Hold on. Can't really see, can you? Yeah, so we got the subframe out of there. So I ended up taking the whole, disconnecting the whole wiring harness because, we're supposed to get off these connectors here. There's one here and one in there. You don't have to worry about this one because it just attaches from here to there. So you got to lift this up, but I'm just going to bend that back down, put the screw back in, because I ended up having to take the whole harness off, which you have a connection here, plug in here, and you unbolt it from here. So now we're ready to put the jack under the trans and unbolt it. Well, actually, I gotta get the passenger. I don't know what I forgot what you call it. Where the axle bolts in, you know. Gotta get that off. It's a 6mm Allen. I'll come back when I get that off. Alright, so when you take out this subframe, they want you to undo these connectors, the two big ones. The small one right here just comes back up to here, so you don't have to worry about it. Just the two big ones. It's really hard to get. I couldn't get them out, so I just disconnected the whole wiring harness. Pretty easy. This one goes to the frame. This one goes to a connector in the car. This one goes to the fuse box. And for some reason I was under the impression, it's a loud ass jet out there. I was under the impression I had to get a flashlight for one damn thing. Undo the sway bar links, the bolts, and then the steering rack bolts. You don't have to. I had no idea. So I'm just putting those back in right now. Putting this heat shield back down. Putting the screw back in there. It's T30. You don't have to worry about the top two. If you happen to be able to get those connectors off, then you'll worry about this. But honestly, I think it's just easier to do this. You know, 2 screws, connector. Pop these out with the, you know, the body panel tool. There's a screw. This screw actually ties in up here, and then you got the clips. So it was a lot easier to just get the wiring harness out, and getting it back in is pretty easy. So that's all I'm doing today, waiting for the rear main to get here. Trying to get this done before Saturday so I can take it for a test drive, give the car back to my buddy. But the way the shipping is going, it might be like Sunday or something. But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, number one thing I could tell you is stay organized. I have everything laid out. The only thing I don't remember, I believe it's these ones. These, I think these are the stretch bolts. You're not supposed to reuse them. They want you to torque them down, turn them 90 degrees. I'm sure that 90 degrees is what will break these. So I'm gonna torque it a couple over, maybe like 5 pounds over, should be fine. Never had a problem with it. But then again, I've never worked on a Volkswagen before. But yeah, just clean up the threads. Should be good. I'm gonna use blue Loctite too, just to be safe. I know about the clunking that can happen with these, and I read articles about Volkswagen had just, like, when people's warranty would go out, they'd like just released a new kit to get rid of this clunking in the subframe. But yeah, I'm just gonna clean the threads up, use blue Loctite, and should be good. They are kind of weird looking, but the kit I found, or that was on the forums, it was just regular bolts like this. So, but yeah, that's all I'm doing today. I cleaned out the bell housing, the flywheel clutch assembly. Had some like metal fragments in there. I think it's from when I was trying to take the tranny out, but it's all cleaned up and smooth again. All the metal shavings are gone. So yeah, I'll come back when the rear main gets here. Peace. Alrighty, so we got the rear main in. Got a gasket on it. Gasket maker, rather. Been letting it sit for about 10 minutes. The right stuff. It's pretty good. Cures in 90 minutes. It's way better than the regular, you know, Permatex stuff that takes forever to dry. I'll go ahead and install that. See, I got the alarm going off. That way it's actually setting. But I'm gonna go ahead and install that. Tighten the bolts for it, and I'll come back.
One man, one tram. That was terrifying.
Huh?
That was terrifying.
Why?
I thought you were gonna fall. So much you're working on, Mike.
Can you tell me if this blows? Alrighty, so I don't exactly remember where we left off. Tranny's back in, completely mounted. Went around in as best as I could, circular motion, and torque marked all the bolts on the trans. Even this, well, I didn't torque mark it. Pretty hard to reach in there. Could always just get a dab on the finger, stick it in there, call it a day. Tran mounts torqued, everything's all torqued. I'm gonna double check that one because it's actually not marked. But yeah, they're all torqued, they're all torque marked. Now I'm just gonna get the subframe in. Yeah, really, I mean, after that, it's all this basic shit. It should be good after that. See how it runs.